Singles, it's Montavious back with the Empty Crypt, and today we're going to be talking about Terrifier, written and directed by Damon Leone in 2016, and Art the Clown now is played by David Howard Thornton. So grab something cold to drink, grab a snack, and let's go ahead and get into it. So guys, welcome back to the Empty Crypt, and today we're going to be talking about Terrifier, written and directed by Damon Leone in 2016. Art the Clown this time is played by David Howard Thornton. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this movie review. So first, I have to say that this installment of the Terrifier franchise, I feel like, was absolutely underrated by a lot of people, but just in more recent years, it did start to gain more traction and more popularity, and I'm so glad it did. I remember in 2016 when this originally had came out, I remember a friend showing it to me and absolutely fell in love with the whole plot and the whole story. But you have two characters, Tara and Dawn. They're seemingly out having a great time on Halloween night, and so they're on their way back trying to get home from a Halloween party, and they're walking down the side of the street. They try to get into Don's car. They're very intoxicated at this point in time, and so that's when we get our first appearance of David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. He's on the side of the street, stops and kind of stares off, and Don, being this klutzy blonde, if you will, is kind of making fun of him. Hey, my friend wants your number, type of thing. Having fun, harmless fun. Tara starts to get creeped out by how weird this guy is acting. So eventually Art disappears in thin air, and then the two girls make their way over to a pizzeria to kind of sober up from a long night of drinking. Mind you, this is going on in Miles County, and it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, so it's pretty early in the morning. So they're there at the pizzeria, and then Art walks in, silent as always, right? And he sets down his trash bag full of knives and what have you. So they're sitting there, and Dawn has this great idea to go over and sit on the man's lap. First mistake. So she sits there on his lap, tries to take a picture, be funny, be goofy. I feel like any other person would be like, this is kind of cool, but Art the Clown was not having it. So after freaking out Tara a little bit more, he goes to the bubblegum machine and gets his ring and tries to propose to Tara. Obviously, this is very distasteful to Tara. She's like, no. So moving along, the girls get their pizza. Art the Clown disappears and goes into the bathroom. Moments later, we see the pizzeria clerk and the pizzeria owner, I would assume, throw Art the Clown out of the establishment. Apparently, as we come to know, Art loves to play in his feces. For whatever reason, this man can't stay out of his pants, out of his butt, and he loves to have Art finger painting sessions everywhere. So after being thrown out, Tara and Dawn ends up leaving the pizzeria, where eventually Tara has to call her sister Vicky to help them get home because Dawn's car tire was slashed by none other than Art the Clown. So creeped out, ended up talking to her sister. Vicky is now on the way to get the girls, and Tara has to use the restroom, so she goes inside of abandoned building, it looks like, where a janitor lets her in, and she gets to use the restroom. So Dawn is left outside in this car, listening to the radio. And so we're gonna jump back into the pizzeria scene where Art the Clown viciously attacks the two pizzeria workers. Like, beheads one of them, have like candles lit like a jack-o'-lantern in his eyes and mouth, and he brutally kills the next clerk. I mean, stabbing him in the eyes and the face. Brutality. And as you guys know, if you are a fan of the franchise, it is definitely gory and definitely very bloody, and I love that aspect. So after Tara's done using the restroom, Dawn is still sitting out in the car. Art the Clown pops up into Dawn's car and takes her. Tara, unaware of what's going on at this point in time, is inside of the building, and she's kind of like exploring, if you will, and eventually makes her way back to the front, where she does have an encounter with Art the Clown, and he ends up chasing her all over through the building, and she runs into a homeless woman in the building as well, where she's kind of already freaked out by Art the Clown, and then this homeless lady, just added to that experience with her doll Emily. And it's not a real person, it's a fake doll, as you guys know. So she's already creeped out, and she runs into Art the Clown, and then as she's running from him, they begin to fight. They have this big 10-minute fight scene where she's being stabbed in the ankle, she's hiding, and all that stuff. And then if you guys have seen the movie, you know the next scene pops up. It's the hacksaw scene, and I will definitely be putting pictures inside of the screen now, so you can definitely take a look at that. But I do recommend everybody going to check that out. So Dawn is hung upside down, and Tara is sitting there tied up by Art the Clown, and is waiting to watch her friend be mutilized. Very great. To this day, I believe in all the kills of Terrifier franchise, this one's the one that hits the bottom of my gut, and I'm like, yeah, I love it. A little hard to watch, because just go see it if you haven't seen it. It definitely hits you a little bit more. So after Dawn is split in half, right? Tara ends up escaping, has a battle with Art again, and then as it progresses, Tara is eventually killed by Art the Clown, and now Vicky has arrived, and she's looking for her sister. So as she's looking for her sister, she come across, Dawn after, she's split in half, and Vicky's like, what the crap is this? After Vicky is seen running around looking for her sister after finding Dawn's split in half body, she encounters her sister, dead of course, in a chair with Christmas lights and holding a circus sign. And then that's when you have the encounter again with Art the Clown. So moving along, after she's fighting with Art, she gets away, and he kind of flicks her off. The janitor that Art the Clown previously, or the exterminator that Art the Clown previously knocked out with the hammer, wakes up, finds Vicky, and they're trying to get out of this abandoned building. Now Art the Clown comes back into the scene, and we see him smash the brains in on the exterminator, which the practical effects here was amazing and well done. So after Vicky is seen getting away, she finds herself in a chained up abandoned warehouse, where Art the Clown then drives a truck, the exterminator truck, through the front of it. The cops arrive, and then it is shown that Art the Clown is starting to eat Vicky's face off. Flash forward, we see Art the Clown body at the corner, where he's resurrected back to life by the entity, the Pale Girl, that I assume. And then that's when we get into Terrifier 2. So guys, if you thought this video was fun or informative, or if you like this review, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and drop me a few lines there in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.